Everyone wants success fast. Overnight fame, instant money, quick results. But what if I told you the most powerful success stories didn't happen quickly at all? There was a man who worked for years with no applause, no rewards, and no recognition. People laughed at him. Some told him to quit. Others said he was wasting his life. But he kept going, quietly, patiently, consistently. And one day, when no one expected it, his time arrived. This is the story that proves true success doesn't rush. It arrives when you're ready for it. He worked every day with quiet determination, long before anyone noticed his efforts. While others sought attention and quick praise, he focused on improving himself little by little. There were mornings when motivation was low and nights when doubt crept in, but he continued anyway. No one applauded his small victories. No one saw the discipline it took to stay committed when results were invisible. Yet, in that silence, something powerful was forming. Each unseen effort added strength to his character and clarity to his purpose. People often assume that progress must be loud to be real, but the truth is the opposite. The most meaningful growth happens away from the spotlight. When no one is watching, there is no pressure to perform for approval. Mistakes become lessons rather than embarrassments, and failure becomes a teacher instead of a label. In those quiet moments, he learned patience, resilience, and self-belief. These qualities could not be taught by instant success or public recognition. There were times when he questioned if his work mattered at all. Watching others achieve quick results made the journey feel unfair. Still, he reminded himself that strong foundations take time to build. A house rushed into existence may look impressive for a moment, but it collapses at the first storm. He chose to build slowly, reinforcing his skills and mindset with every repetition. Each day of consistency was a brick laid beneath the surface. Years later, when success finally arrived, it surprised everyone except him. What looked like sudden achievement was actually the result of countless silent days of effort. The world only saw the moment he rose, not the years he spent preparing in the shadows. That is the power of building in silence. When success grows quietly, it lasts. For a long time, nothing seemed to move forward. He did the work, showed up every day, and gave his best. Yet the results he hoped for stayed out of reach. It was easy to feel discouraged, especially when others around him appeared to move ahead faster. Each delay felt personal, as if life was saying no. But slowly, he began to understand that waiting did not mean failure. It meant preparation was still happening, even if he could not see it. Every pause in his journey carried a lesson. Rejection taught him humility. Setbacks forced him to adjust his approach. Slow progress strengthened his patience. If success had arrived too early, he might not have been ready to handle it. The delays shaped his mindset, teaching him discipline and emotional control. They built resilience, turning frustration into focus. Instead of quitting, he learned to ask himself what he could improve while waiting. There were moments when doubt whispered that he was wasting his time. On the hardest days, it took courage just to continue. Yet each time he chose persistence over surrender, his confidence quietly grew. The delay was not pushing him away from success. It was pushing him toward a stronger version of himself. Growth was happening internally long before it became visible externally. When the breakthrough finally came, it felt perfectly timed. He could handle responsibility without arrogance and success without fear. Looking back, he realized that if life had given him everything sooner, he would have broken under the weight of it. The waiting period had sharpened his skills and strengthened his character. What once felt like denial was actually protection. Delays did not mean his dreams were rejected. They meant his moment was still being prepared. Asterisk at the beginning, his efforts felt ordinary and unimpressive. Each day looked the same, filled with repetition and small tasks that seemed to lead nowhere. He often wondered how something so simple could ever lead to something great. But he chose consistency over excitement, trusting that time had a way of transforming effort into something meaningful. What felt routine in the moment was quietly shaping his abilities. As days turned into months and months into years, his skills began to sharpen. Mistakes that once slowed him down became rare. Challenges that once felt overwhelming grew manageable. Without realizing it, he was gaining mastery. Time gave him space to experiment, fail, learn, and improve without pressure. Each repetition strengthened his confidence, and every setback added wisdom. Progress was not sudden, but it was steady. Others saw only the final outcome and assumed it was talent or luck. They did not see the long hours spent refining the same skill again and again. True mastery does not announce itself early. It arrives slowly, built through patience and persistence. The longer he stayed committed, the more natural excellence became. What once required intense effort began to feel effortless, not because it was easy, but because it was earned. When success finally appeared, it felt aligned rather than accidental. He was no longer chasing approval or recognition. He had grown into someone capable of sustaining success, not just achieving it. Time had done what shortcuts never could. It had transformed effort into confidence, discipline into strength, and practice into mastery. That is why true success takes time. It is not about reaching the destination quickly, but about becoming the person who truly deserves to arrive there.